Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ellison Cruz, and I'd like to welcome you to what many would consider the magnum opus of Suda51's career, and that is Killer 8. Oh man, I can't even tell you how long I've wanted to speak these words to you. We will indeed be venturing through the game on what is considered an insanely difficult playthrough of Killer 7, which you can choose to play if you so desire. And to be honest, that's actually recommended because Killer 8 is literally no laughing matter. I'll outline the differences as we go along, but for now, I said we start a new game. And, well, let's let the bloodbath begin.
Me. So, you there yet?
You mean this shithole?
That's where they all hang out. Our information tells us that there's 14 of them.
And they're all fun.
Nah, keep one alive so we can ask who the boss is.
Anything else I should know?
Nah, not really. You'll know when you see them, they're, different.
Will do.
And may the Lord smile.
And the devil have mercy.
So here we were just introduced to our main protagonist, Mr. Garcian Smith. He just had a strange rendezvous with Christopher Mills, which is our informant because we are an assassin group and we're the head of that said group. Now, basically this game is an on-rails shooter, and it sounds a lot, or it is a lot more interesting than it sounds, believe me. So, with that being said, that very brief description of things. Be prepared to see a lot of that.
You don't want to go any further. It's dangerous. My friends are all dead. They were all murdered by people that look like this. I have been chosen.
Oh, shit. There's more than 14. Those bastards are breeding.
God. I gotta say, I love Dan Smith. He is, if this wasn't Killer 8, he would probably be one of the main characters I'd be using, because this guy is going to be who you're going to be killing a lot of your enemies with. So like I said, this is an on-rail shooter with lots of elements of puzzle solving in this, and they're very abstract methods. Now, basically, you'll be seeing a lot of this. We got ourselves shooting and stuff. There's only one sensitivity, which kills this game for me, because I cannot, it's just way too way too fast for me. So this will be a 100% run as much as I can do, so we're going to be talking to Iwazaru here quite a bit. Now, according to the Japanese tenants, Iwazaru translates to speak no evil, and we will also be seeing the other two of the hear and the speak, or hear and the see. But for now, he's going to be one of our main compadres over the course of this. He is Vinchel de Boris the 7th, I believe. Iwazaru Scuff at your service. But we're going to call him Iwazaru. I might call him Iwu. We'll see. Because he's going to be telling us a lot. Now, he'll insult us, he'll help us, and he will even give us things to help us be beating the game. And so he's talking about there's going to be the enemy straight ahead. Let the bloodbath begin indeed. In the name of Harmon. Very nice. So basically, you choose which direction you want to go, either to elevator hall, Harmon's room. These are basically save points, but not all of them you'll be able to save at. But this is also where you can kind of recuperate, change your characters. If you see Samantha here in her maid outfit, this is indeed where you can save, but if she's not wearing it, you can't save. So we can take a look at our television really fast, and basically, this game, you get, I want to say experience points by getting thick blood. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but you can also go through your other personalities here. And some of these, like right now, Kevin is sleeping right now, and we can choose to wake him up, but you have to defeat a certain amount of enemies in order to do that, so we can't do that yet. But you can go through this game with as many different people as you can. Oh, spoilers. On Killer 8, you get an additional assassin, and he comes in the name of Harmon Smith. This guy is going to be your best friend. Screw any of these other schmucks unless you need them to progress, because each one of these people have special abilities you can go through. Like here, Killer8, or Killer8, they pronounce it really weird in the game, and that's weird, but the fact that she's the only girl in our team is a special ability, if that's a thing, and they also have different weapons and perks. So we're going to stick with Dan for the time being. He's basically just your roundabout, you know, kill everything kind of person, and we'll go ahead and take a quick save real fast, just so you guys can see this once. There will be probably some cutting in here, just in the interest of time, and because I'm going to die a lot, and so I don't want you guys to have to suffer through that. If you go to this other part of the room, you can talk to Iwazaru, and he will actually give you hints on every single thing in the game, and you could look at these if you want. It's really kind of slow, but you don't really ever have to go into this part of the room ever, so don't worry about that, unless you want to know about, you know, some extra stuff. But that's what this is for, is for me to tell you about this. So we're going to go into the elevator hall over here. And so, yes, I will be doing every dialogue tree with Iwazaru and Travis as much as I can. Travis is the first person that the Killer 7 has killed. Now, basically, you'll see kind of a strange outline back there. You press the left trigger, and that'll kind of tell you where the enemies are. You can't hit them while they're invisible. And you'll notice the eye in the corner is blue. That is our health. But when it turns red, that indicates an enemy is nearby. And so just keep that in mind. When you hear that smile, that's when you want to be careful. Now, this is a heaven smile. He's going to be the main baddie you're going to fight. They're instant death on Killer 8, so be really careful. You have to kill them a lot easier by hitting their critical weak points, but you can't see them on this difficulty, which is kind of a shame, because it makes killing certain enemies very difficult. And as you can have told at this point, this game is extremely violent. If you are weak-stomached, I would recommend stepping away from this, like, immediately. This game literally paralyzed me as a kid when I first played this. And when I say as a kid, I was like 13 when this came out. That's still a little traumatic. And I've just now been able to come back and be able to be like, hey, this isn't terrible. It is, Anyway, Iwazaru is telling us this is the enemy's den. Their bodies are lined with bombs. So you want to be very careful, because the Heaven Smile are basically kamikazes, and they're absolutely, it's just, the fact that it's so difficult to move in this game in certain parts does not make things easier, as well as the fact that, you know, aiming is really kind of a pain, and the critical points, which if you hit them, you can kill them in one shot, also makes things very difficult. So, like, you can't see them, but usually they're on their arms or on their legs, and it's also, the aiming's really bad. You can upgrade your characters every so often. It's probably a headshot, right? No, it's not. Alright, there we go. So be careful, because if you die, that's not good. Now, you collect blood. If it turns white, you're not going to be getting that many, but if you, it's basically for your health, for your special abilities, as well as for your upgrades. The upgrades is for the thick blood, but because we're playing on Killer 8, you get much less thick blood than you would normally, which means our stats are going to be pretty low throughout the course of this game. Anyway, this is Travis. This is the first guy we ever killed. And he seems disappointed that we already forgot that, you know, he's the killer that got killed on the job. So, yeah, this guy is kind of a weirdo. And this guy is also pretty much a dick to us. I mean, who wouldn't be? But let's go in this hallway. Anything else over here? Nope. Alright, so you see that thing right there. I think Hirozato is probably going to tell us, but that basically indicates that a soul shell will be nearby. And soul shells are required to beat the level. And it basically is just to get through a gate so you can fight the final boss and then leave. So, don't be alarmed. Why would I be alarmed by this strange man dangling from the ceiling? So it's Kikuzaru, and this is, I believe, Hear No Evil, so the bullets, he loves them. So the bullets were left behind by Master. That's interesting. Search for them tirelessly. Now, this game kind of follows just the weird mechanic of needing to explore every little nook and cranny of a level. Like, if we're going up a giant building, you have to go in every single floor and collect them that way. It's really annoying. But, I don't know. That might just be me. So as we head into the parking lot, this is going to be a little bit interesting. I might actually have to switch to Harmon Smith here, which I would like to do as little as normal, but as we're introduced to the Camellia Smile, she actually will not hurt us whatsoever. She basically is just there to indicate that we need to use a special ability of one of our assassins. And in this case, we need to use Dan in order to destroy the duplicator in the back there, which will infinitely duplicate Heaven's Smiles into your general area. So this mayhem is out of control, I agree. Alright, so our members have a thirst for terror. With the Helion, press the R and... Okay, so he's basically telling us our handgun, or our revolver I should say, is the Helion. And so this is kind of where the concept of using thin blood to use your special abilities to kill things comes into play. Now what's kind of annoying, when you're playing Killer 7, just regularly, you have 20 vials of thin blood you can use on hand, and that's to restore your health and use special abilities. However, on Killer 8, you only have 5, and the ability we need to destroy that giant thing off in the background takes 3. And so, like I said, Camellia won't do anything to hurt us. We can try and get a weak point, but it's not really going to help. I mean, she's just going to run away and kill herself, so that's just kind of a pain. So we run over here so that we're a little bit close to this thing. I don't think we have even remotely enough blood, but we need to destroy the stupid things in there and hopefully maybe just delimb them or something. Reloading, that animation when it switches to his face, come on, it actually makes us invisible for a short amount of time, which is kind of nice. So just give me, oh, get back, there we go. Alright, so as you can tell on the left side, we have 0 vials of blood right now, which is not good. Typically, when you kill enemies with the critical hits, you get a bunch of blood, but it's just one of those things where you can't see them, so, and it's randomized every single time. So sometimes it'll be in their head, sometimes it'll be in their limbs, and it's just so annoying. Alright, so, damn it. So, it looks like we're gonna have to settle for dismemberment for now. Alright, can we please just, thank you. Okay. Yeah, this is not working well, and this is why I said I might have to do some off-screen stuff, because it's just farming for these things is just irritating, especially on this difficulty where it's already difficult to get blood. They make it even more impossible by not showing their critical points, and it's, I'm sorry, I might just sound like I'm complaining a lot, but hopefully anyone who's also played this understands my sentiments. There we go. Don't let them get too close. Like I said, instant death in this game mode, unless you are Harmon Smith or Garcian Smith. But even then, you need the added attribute of the stamina ring, which we do not yet have, and it's something that'll be coming into play a little bit later. Just give me a critical, please. I would just a headshot. It's probably on his leg somewhere. All right, anything? Thank you. So we have 2 right now, and we need a 3rd one. Now, what's kind of annoying about this is right now you'll notice the thing is just kind of like moving by itself. That's because we're not fully upgraded. We are super low leveled right now, which means a lot of our abilities right now. Oh, I got it. Okay, so right there, I got his critical point completely randomly, and so with that we were able to get some extra blood. It kills him instantly, but it's so random. But just aiming in general is just kind of a pain. All right, can we get? All right, is it a headshot? Please don't tell me that. Ooh. No, it wasn't. All right, so. Oh, go back. Ugh. All right. So once we have 3, we can press the Y button 3 times in order to use our double shot. And with that, we have destroyed it. Now, the hit detection on those things are extremely wonky, and I'm not a fan of them whatsoever. So you want to be a little careful about that. All Alright, so let's kill this guy. Alright, shoot. This isn't working out too great. I'm not used to him moving around so much. Thank you. Alright, so with that being said and done, we can now advance and collect our first soul shell, which will be over here, except Travis wants to say something to us. Gee, I wonder what. Oh, okay, now he's going to tell us about it. An egg-laying heaven's smile. I like his shirt. Reminds me of No More Heroes. We fitted to clamp down on the city. We'll be seeing a lot more of those later, even bigger. So just be ready. So supposedly the world was at it was world peace time, and then all of a sudden the Heaven Smile organization came down, and it's our job to eradicate it. So we must seek the queen, which doesn't make sense because technically the queen isn't really the queen. The story of this game won't start making sense until about 3/4 of the way through. So keep that in mind. That if this doesn't make sense now, just keep it in mind, because it will eventually come together in like the weirdest, most satisfying way you would expect a Suda51 game. And this actually makes sense. It's not like Killer is dead where jack shit means nothing. This actually comes together very nicely, and I like it a lot. So I wanted to share this with you guys. And so let's go over here. There's going to be some more enemies. So I say we switch to a new Smith. Now, like I said, Kevin and Mask Smith are sleeping right now, but we're going to take a look at Harmon real fast. Before we end things off, I've been recording about 20 minutes, and I actually want to not do a terrible job portraying this game to you. Now, you've got yourself an old school Tommy gun. Oh, baby, I love this thing. This thing is great for later on when you need to... There are certain Heaven Smiles you can only kill by getting their critical points. So over here... Alright, so we're going to go ahead and take this guy out. Just pretty nonchalant. You have infinite bullets, by the way, but you do have kind of a lengthy reload scene. And there's just certain things that offset it. But you guys will see by that. What I mean by that later. So we'll head up the stairs. And actually, you know what? There isn't a save spot for a while. So let's go head back, just so I can collect some more stuff. So yeah, that's Killer 7. I'm gonna call it Killer 8 because that's what the game is calling it. It's not a sequel or anything. It's literally just, you know, the game on a much more higher difficulty. Harmon Smith you cannot upgrade with the serum. You can upgrade 4 different attributes, which is power, which is, you know, your attack power, your speed, the speed at which you shoot, your waver, which is, you know, how steady you hold your gun, as well as criticals, which are instant death kills. And so you can upgrade one of those, and depending on what combination you do, you can get certain abilities like counterattacking, which is infinitely useful in this game, as well as, amongst other things, you know, like curb stomping these explosive kamikaze things. It's just awesome. So next time on Killer 8, we will actually be continuing more along this first level, which isn't really a tutorial, believe it or not. This is actually very similar in vein to the rest of the game. So I hope this entices you to look further, because, well, that would be kind of cool, I guess. I don't know. But we'll see where this goes, alright? My name is Ellison Cruz, and talk to you guys in the next part.